week, I murdered a rock, injured a stone, hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean, I make medicine sick.
Right. Another name that is always mentioned alongside yours is Alen Babic. What do you think of him?
I thought I was speaking with the face of boxing, man. Why you ask me about this Instagram boxers? He's not a real fighter.
Really?
You don't consider Babic a real fighter to you?
Of course not. He's not a real fighter. He's just talk too much. I mean, you can see his fight. He's like a windmill, and there's no real boxing there. He never achieved nothing in amateur boxing. And we're from same city, from same country, and he just using my name, to be more popular. And I just don't consider him step up fight, and I don't consider him treat, and he's not like top heavyweight.
Wow. Those are the words of Filip Hrgovic as Michelle Joy Phelps, shout out to her, conducts an interview, and she asked about Alen Babic. Of course, Alen Babic is that other dark horse out there fighter that's willing to tussle and tassel and ruffle with anybody, right? But she asked about Alen Babic, and he was just like, why are you asking me? This is supposed to be best worldwide. Like, questioning her credibility for even asking that question. Like, I thought you were on top name. I didn't think your cheap YouTube channel. He's internet boxer. And I'm like, wow. So, I see obviously Filip Hrgovic was offended, right? To say the least. Let's call it what it is. He was definitely offended, okay? Now, I always give you different perspectives to look at certain things, okay? It's more than just one-sided in this situation. The first thing I thought of was, this is one perspective. I see these fighters, these hungry fighters. I see they're hungry and they are eager to get in there with top fighters. But I don't see that they're hungrier to beat the hungry. They're hungry, but they're not hungry enough to do what it takes. What it takes is to stop dudes like Alen Babic in his tracks. Get him out of there. Get rid of him. He's an older guy, right? So get rid of Alen Babic. Like, get rid of him now before he becomes a problem later on, and then you're going to have to deal with him right now. And I see people only target certain targets and certain people. If you notice, see, Filip Hrgovic is looking at it like this, right? And I fear that he's already picked this up from other fighters that are already on the elite that duck him, like Parker, like Ortiz, and we'll get to that later. But what he did this is what he did. He looked at Alen Babic an insult. So possibly I'll never fight him. But then again, that's ironic because those guys that are above you that said the same thing about yourself. Counterpunch. Okay? And this is what I'll say too, and I know he mentioned this. He swings like Windmill. The first person I thought of was you know who. That's right. Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder back in the day when he used to get excited and swing wildly. Now, see, that's another thing I want to see about Wilder is how he is able to finish if he can, if he gets someone hurt. I want to see if he's grown out of that. But, until we see it, we can only assume he still does it if he gets someone hurt. Right? So that's what it is. And so I took that. I was like, okay. So he's doing some sideways dissing without saying anything. But what I see from him doing that also, and not willingly knowing this, he has just created himself a rival. Plain and simple. See, the longer he took, look how long it took him to explain why this particular fighter is so unimportant. But yet you took a long time to explain it and break it down and break down why he's not. Break down where he's from and how good he is not. Okay, so you just keep that in mind, right? Like, you spent all that time to talk about how irrelevant a person is. Well, that automatically makes them relevant. You don't believe me? Shit. Look at Deontay Wilder. People know Deontay Wilder now, don't they? Why? Because you attach a name with a name, and Filip Hrgovic said this. He just wants to attach his name to my name. Do you remember him saying that, right? Okay. You know, bad impersonation, whatever. But you heard him say that. So I'm like, dude, that is exactly what you're doing. See, once you speak it, believe it, receive it, that's what you're going to receive. And that's what Babic's receiving right now, attention. Because, see, now it's up to him, and now for the word coming from a fighter that's avoided to get back to himself. Okay? He gets that info turns into energy, and is what he makes with that energy and how he disperses that energy back. If at all. But I'm pretty sure he will, because Babic he has a mouthpiece on him. So anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Filip Hrgovic destroying, dissing, denying Alen Babic. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!